Hi, this is Adam Gussow from Satan and Adam, and I'm sitting on the front porch of my little rental house in Oxford, Mississippi. It's Friday, everybody's getting ready to go home on spring break, and I thought I would tone down the lesson today, and in line with the very relaxed kind of weather we're having here. And instead of talking about up-tempo, high-speed, throw-down blues, I thought I would talk about just how important it is for harp players to be able to play a really slow and steady blues. I think it was a revelation for me when I first ran across the guy who became my teacher, Nat Riddles, and I've posted some footage of him. It was a revelation that you didn't have to keep the beat on the harmonica. I think there's a lot of harmonica players out there, perhaps you were there, or certainly I've been there, who feel that you've got to kind of jam. And it's all in and out and in and out. And I think that's very important to be able to do that, but it's not the only way to play. There's another way to play, and that is to make sure that your foot is keeping the beat, and then to learn how to free yourself up to play or not to play within whatever bar of the blues you happen to be on. So let me just stop talking and let me just play you some slow blues in the kind of style that Nat Riddles used to play. I'll start from the 5 chord. I'm actually playing on a B flat harp. Okay, so what's required in order to play that kind of a slow blues? What do you need to have in the way of technique and in the way, well, obviously you need to have the feeling. But one thing you need to be able to do is you need to be able to keep the beat with your foot at a slow tempo. So ultimately the place where this kind of playing starts is just being able to, I do use my hand, or I'll use my foot. Sometimes I'll use both. You've got to be able to count time. When I wrote about Nat Riddles in my book, Mr. Satan's Apprentice, I said that he seemed to be able to just control time. You could practice with a metronome. Most of us tend to speed up a little bit, so it's important sometimes to just stop and then start that count. If you can make sounds on a harp, but you can't keep time, you can't synchronize with, let's say, a recording by some good professional players, then you're not really a musician. To me, the distinguishing characteristic, the thing that separates musicians from people who play a little bit, and especially with harp players, is musicians can keep time. If you go back and you try to tap your way through, kind of keep time on some of the playing that I've done earlier in this series of lessons, you'll find that occasionally I lose the beat. So I'm not gonna say that I'm perfect. What I'll say is that when I was playing with Mr. Satan, the man could keep the beat. No matter how hard he played, he didn't speed up, he didn't slow down. That's what I'm trying to get at. I would say that one problem that all of us share, I'm throwing myself into the mix here, is that when we play more intensely, we often tend to speed up. So one reason I told you guys that it was important to be able to just play a strong, clear two-hole draw is that, especially when you're playing slow blues, you need to be able to just tap that foot, keep time with the foot, and play that note. So let me, if I'm doing this kind of tempo, I'm going to stomp my foot. Now, two other things. So we're talking about strong, clear single notes. We're talking about taking your time. This is what old blues guys mean when they used to tell me, take your time. Meaning, learn how to breathe, learn how to relax, learn how important the out-breath is. When you're playing slow blues, the out-breath is really important. Let me show you a little bit of that. So if I'm gonna draw in really hard on the four-hole draw, I've got to get that air back out through the harp, right? So what did I do? Well, there's two ways you can get it out. You can actually make the out-breath count as a kind of sound, right? Like that. Or you can go and you can play an out note that will get that breath out and let you then have enough air to begin to kind of pull back in. Okay? So a third thing that's important when you're playing slow blues is and this is a subtlety. When I call this series Secrets, Blues Harmonica Secrets Revealed, here's one of the secrets I want to reveal. The best players, and this is something I've been trying for a long time, and I'm beginning to get it. Best players can synchronize the speed of their vibrato with the speed of the song, with the speed of the beat. So if I'm going really slow, let's see, here's my beat, 2, 3, let's see what I can do. I'm going 6. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe sometimes I'll go 5. Or 4. Oh. See that? So I just went from a vibrato that goes 6 times every beat to 5 times every beat to 4 times every beat. Now, I don't think this through consciously. God, no. But it's something that if you allow your body to find it, and if you create the technique for yourself over time, it's something that's really, really useful. So here's a final point about playing slow blues on the harp is, don't be afraid to play simple. You don't have to play hard. You certainly don't have to try to throw in 1,000 notes. Don't be afraid to play simple. Here's simple, and then we'll end this lesson. Have a nice spring break, y'all. See you next time.